of what you've heard. That, listen, they will not countenance or tolerate or accept PTAs who say don't discipline our children anymore. We will not tolerate it.
Me, I don't support it too. You know, me, I work with some of these kids a lot. Yesterday, we were putting together a certain machine, this luxury toilet trucks. So it came from China, and then we were trying to put it together.
Assemble it.
Assemble it. And you know the technical school behind me. Most of them are good kids, right? But the bad nuts, everybody will say, oh, this school, this technical school, this school, what you say. But when you go there and then you engage with them one-on-one, you see that they are very obedient. Some of them, the way or more handiwork in house, they will come and help you sweep, keep your place tidy for you. The way they talk to you, which means the majority of them are good kids.
But that majority you talk about, one bad nut in there
can influence all of them.
Peer pressure.
So
if not all of them, a quarter of them or half of them.
Influence to cry is bad enough. So we should not allow 3-4 students to come and influence a lot of kids and then create problems for us. If the school authorities cannot do anything about your behavior, one of free parents, let them deal with it, not the school.
In this free SHS system that we're operating, that we all have embraced and have accepted and applaud, you realize that some of the students will get some aggregate of some 30-something. Close to 40, and they still get to school. They get some schools they want to attend or they attend. Some of them, not all of them. You can clearly tell that school, on pay school, he's not cut for school. But there's a free SHS. Either two, the parent could try to school fees school because they only M1. But in this dispensation, because a free or Beko school or no on pay school. And he comes with his bad character, his bad nature, just to influence and create problems for the students and the teaching body.
David, you see, that's what
I say. So for me, if I may land, let me land. Note it down. So for me, I still stand by my point that you look at the magnitude of the offense or the indiscipline by the student and dismiss the child.
David, you see,
I'm not saying
David, you see, I'm saying that we all support the call by the minister, but I'm saying that if you are not careful, you use our anger to also worsen the situation. See, the point you just made about the cutoff point. That's why there's a grading of schools, right? You cannot get 14 and go to OWAS or Prempeh College or St. Louis.
But don't forget also that the school placement system is according to formation.
The school placement system works on a certain metric. Unless you are some exceptional something, you could bribe or something.
And it's happening.
Yeah, so but that doesn't mean that when you get 40, you shouldn't necessarily continue your education. The policy, one aspect of the free SHS is that at least our schools, every Ghanaian must have at least a secondary school education. Sakrano encha, that doesn't mean that he cannot progress.
That's why I said not all of them. I said not all of them.
David,
I use that phrase.
Okay.
Not all of them.
I'm saying that we should get to the point where the schools are graded. I went to category B school, Benkum Senior High School, but I was placed in the category school for the tech. But I ended up at Benkum because of my father and his reasons. I don't know if you get me. So whatever grade you graduate with, there's a school we've graded A, B, C, D. You must go to school at least. I'm only saying that the punishment shouldn't lead to the distraction of the child. That's what I'm saying.
But from the very onset, we also said that we needed some guidance, some guidelines that would guide us as to how we implement some of these things.
Yes.
Whether dismissal,
yes,
whether using the corporal punishment,
because
we should be guided.
Because
I said that from the very onset.
I agree, because for the current GES regulation, the last time we read here in Tutu, they say that you cannot even touch the student.
Money nearly down.
So if the minister says that those things. So if the minister wants that to happen now, he must start and go to parliament or through the educations, I don't know the processes, and rectify that, do those changes. Then you can pick it from there. But I'm also saying secondly that, yes, though the teachers have been given the mandate now, for example, I'm happy about the PTA. I have no issue with the PTA because I don't understand how parents are not part of the grooming or the management of the schools. A PTA is good because the teacher, my feedback, so, Leo, man sasa wonyade ohama makan when konta de wonyade boy ya de drawing let te know say ana kwan grade drawing no ya gente e bia yanko visual art class e bia wonye say for example me I was a pure science student They told me to go and do geography and not write biology. I got B2. The best geography student in high school had a C4. So probably if I've written biology, I would not come to the university. How did I know? Because the teacher has been tracking me. You get it. So that is important. But I'm saying that thirdly, we shouldn't just leave it in the hands of the teachers. That's why the codifying, the point one is important, that we codify it. But we shouldn't also punish to destroy. Because sometimes in our anger and in our quest to punish, we may destroy. And we must guard against it. That's all that I'm saying.
And one other thing that I'll say, maybe finally, and then we activate the phone lines. Eugene and Leo, we live in a country where our politicians, when they have the opportunity, roll out certain policies. And in their policy, I don't know whether they involve the right people to be able to decide what we should do. So at one point in time, one person will say, let's do 3 years for senior high school. Others will come and say, let's do 4 years.
I went to 4 years.
So we'll do 3 years, 4 years. Which is which? And then someone will come and say, oh, don't use punishment in schools. Then another says, let's use punishment in schools. What is the direction for this country?
That is where, for
where
example,
is the direction where somebody...
You see the confusion. So for the last 7 years or so, a teacher has been told, don't touch the kid. Suddenly, he's been told, touch the kid. So the Jobo committee, the ones that Mahama came and occasion, the one Kofi Asare is part of it. Yeah. You see, we need things
the dialogue,
properly codified. I went to a 4 years SHS. They are wasting my time. All that they told us was that when we wrote together with the third years, the 2013, the fourth years performed better. So they were trying to justify, because 2013 was also the NDC government. So they did an analysis. They said, oh, when you spend more time in school, it means that you imbibe more. So we need to have a certain structure where the country is going. That is where the National Development Planning Committee comes in. So I mean, no terms of that. So for all God knows now how long. You see, no country in this world is governed by manifestos of political parties. The manifestos of political parties are built from the constitution. For example, most people praise Kufuor for FQ, but FQ is a constitutional imperative. That Rollins started. Kufuor came and did the full actualization that at least basic school should be free. So we need to get to that point, even if we have to put it in the constitutional. And from here, I'll call our good friend, Professor Kwesi of CDD, who is leading the constitutional review committee under Mahama, so that we put some of this, because FQ now say constitution says because that David is saying, you condition the teacher in a certain way. It's as if they are robots.
Yeah, so that's why earlier I was saying sometimes when this conversation comes, we focus too much on the students. Teacher for no. I think some more of this conversation should be directed to them, because all these things that we are talking about is because of one thing, because of the conduct of some teachers, what they have done to the students for us to see. That is why these directives came. So if at one point we said don't touch the kids, now at other point you are saying touch the kids, the students' conversation should be put to rest for a while, and then let's focus on the teachers.
How do we get them to do the right thing?
Exactly.
So that's the point David and I are coming from. That codify it, and their punishment. ABS was 6 lashes.
But before there was a code though, but they were not adhering to it.
It's because as David said, the genius. But you see, our country was our problem. It's not law enforcement. Oh David, Charlie, ya chemi wa home free commander. David will be free. You see, oh David, say. You see, so if the GS had that, I don't have that formal code of conduct. But if they had it, let me yield to you. And the teacher went contrary. It's just like the sexual harassment you have in our schools. If you go through that process, then the person who say, teacher is Asante, unity. Because he went contrary to the procedure, teacher Rose will not do the same thing.
Yes. You see, so now a teacher can properly administer punishments to a student.